What is up, YouTube? It is Drex, and I am back with another video. So, I wanted to talk about some more retro stuff on my channel. So, why the hell not? Um, Obviously, a lot of you guys know that I'm a big Sega fanboy, and the Dreamcast and the Genesis are my top tier favorite consoles in the retro gaming world. So, I thought I'd just talk about my favorite Dreamcast games. So, starting with Super Magnetic Neo. Very good game. I remember playing it as a kid. It reminded me a lot of Crash Bandicoot, but it was actually a lot more difficult than Crash. But awesome game. I remember playing a demo on it back in the day, but never owned the full game. I'm pretty far in this game. When I get some time to go back and play it, I usually go back and play it. But I'm not. It's not. I'm not out to beat it. Honestly, it's just there to have fun and play. That's what I feel the Dreamcast was really about. Honestly, so had a lot of fun games on it. So next, Zombie Revenge. Obviously, this was an arcade ported game. I never played the game in an arcade or in a movie theater anywhere because I never seen it a cabinet of this. But very fun game as well. It gives me Dynamite Cop vibes, honestly, with the bad boy with the cheesy voice acting in the Sega games. So yeah, the Sega arcade games they were like that. I'm sorry to say it. House of the Dead has shitty dialogue as well, so, but it's funny as hell. Like going back and playing them. But yeah, definitely. And speaking of Dynamite Cop, here we go. Yes, Dynamite Cop. Definitely a fun game to play locally with your friends. I know when I used to get together with my friend, we used to before the pandemic happened. We used to play this, drink a few beers, have pizza, and just laugh our asses off at the game. This is definitely part of the Dynamite Deca series, though. Excuse me. Uh, that Die Hard game was originally a Dynamite Deca game, but it got repackaged over here in North America as that Die Hard Arcade, which is cool. I like them both either way, but yeah, this is like the true sequel to that. So, well, thought I'd mention that. Power Stone 2. Shout out to TK9. This is one of his favorite games. He told me in one of his streams one day that he had passed up Project Justice for Power Stone 2, and I don't blame him because I would have done the same thing. Man, if I could tell you how much fun I had playing this back in the day with friends and family, I couldn't tell you. I would probably rate this up. Super Smash Brothers 2 is my favorite not Super Smash Brothers 2. Sorry, what the hell am I thinking? Mario Party 2 is one of my favorite multiplayer games, but I will take this over Mario Party any time of the day, especially Mario Party 2. Ah man, they say Mario Party 2 is like in Mario Kart 64 is where friendships ended. No, it ended with this. So next up, Space Channel 5. So the thing is, this game was very difficult for me to play. I remember this is one of the rare times that I was able to go to Blockbuster. Actually, no, I actually went with my cousin when he came back from college one day, and we went to Blockbuster before Blockbuster closed, and we rented this game, and we just could not understand it at all. And we didn't really get too far in it. I still haven't gotten too far in Space Channel 5, but I appreciate it. Um, I didn't get to. I guess there's a cameo appearance by Michael Jackson in the game, and that's pretty cool because I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I enjoy his music a lot, but I haven't gotten too far in it. I'm gonna really have to sit down and play this some more. I think the farthest I got is up to level 2, but it sucks that you cannot save in this. This is you talk about road gangs like freaking Returnal. This is. Pretty much like that. But it's cool. You also can get this off the PlayStation Store now. I think you also get it off of Xbox. But the weird thing about this game, I just found out something recently. Um, I don't know if I'm a big house music fan. I listen to a lot of '90s music. That's like on my playlist. You go on my Pandora. But that group called the House Group Delight. They were most notable for that song, "Groove Is in the Heart." The lead singer of that group, Lady Miss Care, she had a loss. She filed a lawsuit against Sega because this character, Ooh La La, was modeled right after her, and I can understand why she sued. She ended up losing the lawsuit, but I mean, let's be honest, she looks just like her. She favors the shit out of her. She even says "ooh la la" like um, the lady Miss Kira did. You know, if you even watch the Grooves in the Heart video, she says it a lot. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that fact in there like that. Well, yeah, let me continue. So I'm just gonna put both of these together because why not? Hell not. I love the virtual tennis games. It feels emasculating as shit though, knowing that my wife kicks my ass in this all the time. So my brother-in-law, he's a gamer as well. He's the one that games on Xbox. He told me like this is the only game she could ever play, and then that's fucking crazy because someone who's not even a gamer like that is beating my ass in this. But yeah, he said this is all she ever played over anything else. So sometimes I won some games. Came out, but I win a few rounds. Took 12 rounds to whoop her ass, but every now and then I might get a win. But for the most part, she's kicking my ass in it. It's even more crazy because like on my custom arcade cabinet I built, I have this one. Oh, sorry, this one on there specifically, and she always chooses Serena, and I'm like, fuck you. But yeah, that's why Serena's the goat right now. So. Uh, Echo the Dolphin. So they said this was a reboot of the Genesis port that came out in the 90s, and this came out in the 90s as well, yeah, early 2000s. But haven't gotten too far in it. I actually beat the first Echo the Dolphin game on Genesis, but this one, I don't know, for some reason it kind of just maybe it felt different playing Echo in 3D when I was so used to playing it in 2D and like doing everything, like using his powers and stuff and the communicating he did with the animals is like completely different compared to the Genesis port. So I'm still adjusting to this. Like it's taken 20 something years, but hopefully I'll adjust some damn day. But yeah, love the first one. First one is like the most relaxing game ever. This one is relaxing too, like with the music, but it's kind of difficult for me to adjust. I'm still having that difficulty adjusting. So hopefully I get over it soon. But love Echo. Um, awesome game. Sega exclusive. Next up, Street Fighter Third Strike. Now this was not really much of an exclusive. It was an arcade game. Ported game, obviously. I have this on my custom arcade cabinet as well. I prefer the arcade port over this, but I will sit down and play this no matter what. This is how much I love Third Strike. I even have the 30th anniversary 30th anniversary game on my Switch, and I'll just play it on that. Take it with me everywhere. That's how much I love. I fucking love Street Fighter as much as I love Neo Geo games. So why the hell not? I love Shin Moo. I'm not a big fan of the third one, and yes, I know, I understand the conditions of that, but Shinmu one is like the grandest one of them all for me. Two is awesome too. I enjoy that as well. I think the story is a little bit more connected in that one, where you see Rio's character grow like crazy. But this is like the beginning, man. You don't know how much this game means to me. I remember my cousin. I know I talk about my cousin a lot because he means a lot to me. This is how much we used to play video games. This is why video games mean so much to me now. But he came back. It took us 2 years to beat this game, but I know when he was like in his sophomore year in college, we finally just said we're going to stay up and beat Shenmue, and we did it. We got all the way going to the part where we got that phone call. I'm not trying to spoil the game for anybody, but when you got that phone call that his girl got well, one of his love interests, Rio has a shitload of love interests in the Shenmue series. But when we get the call that that girl he goes to school with it got kidnapped at that dock, and you have to borrow your friend's motorcycle, that was like epic as shit. We used to fail that mission. We used to fail that level on purpose just so we could replay that all the time. Like this is like the epic moment of the game. Like being at that dock and going through all those fights and stuff. Man, I love the hell out of Shenmue. But to be fairly honest though, this game might be big. Like it might have went through like three different discs. But to be honest, it's really a short game. You could really beat this in a week. I went back and played this like 2 years ago, and I literally beat it in a week. Like I think a lot of it has to do with the it has to do with a lot of stuff that's probably that's taking up a lot of memory on these CDs. But the story, for as far as I know, it's not like a Final Fantasy game where it's going to take up a lot of your time. You know, you could really beat these in a week if you wanted to, especially if you had the re-releases that was released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But let me continue. Resident Evil Code Veronica. I was so lucky to get my hands on this. I'm going to be honest, I was actually playing on a backup copy of it that I was not selling to anyone or giving to anyone, but I was playing this, and when I saw it in half price books, it was hidden away. I was so blessed to freaking get it because I finally wanted to own it. So, funny story about this one with my cousin. Another story with my cousin. I remember he brought this game home. He actually bought it day one, and I remember what happened was a crazy blackout had happened one day. So I remember I was like a few minutes into the game, and when I was running through the freaking graveyard, away from the zombies, I went right back into the jail cellar to get something. I can't remember what I did, but all of a sudden, like the screen went black, um, all the power went out. I got scared as shit, and I remember running into his closet, and I would not come out until our electric company came and turned the lights back on. But like then again, I was like a 6, 7 year old kid, so what can you expect? I mean, yeah, that's how fucking scared I was. But Code Veronica isn't my favorite one because of that, though. Code Veronica is my favorite one because it felt like the truest sequel ever to Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 2 was one of my favorite games on PlayStation, and the fact that there wasn't really a true sequel to it that kind of made me sad. But playing this one, I understood that it was the true sequel to it, even though Leon wasn't in it, but it was really Claire obviously. So that's how I personally feel about it. It was obviously this was Dreamcast exclusive, but when Dreamcast went under in 2001, it ended up getting ported over to GameCube and PlayStation 2. It's even on a PlayStation 3 store, I believe. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this up soon. What we have here is Sword of the Berserk. Or should I say Gatsu's Rage instead of Guts' Rage? That's how respectful I am. Um, Not a big fan of Berserk, honestly. I read the manga all the way up to starting from middle school up to the Falcon Millennium arc, I believe. I hope I'm saying it right. I know probably a lot of Berserk fans. I have a friend who's he's a big Berserk fan. I actually told him about Berserk, watched the movies, and then watched the '90s series. Um, he's reading the manga right now. But yeah, I just stopped reading because of so many hiatuses, and I just kind of got burned out. But RIP to Mr. Mura. Um, that was really sad news seeing that 2 weeks ago. So 2, 3 weeks ago. So yeah, that makes me very sad. I hope someone who he worked with shares the same vision as he does, and it gets completed. Well, in that very good game, I didn't see any. There's a few connections to the manga in this, but it's so damn watered down, it's hard for me to kind of like catch on to this, but it's a difficult game. I never really beat it honestly, but and of course it's clunky because look what year it came out, 1999. But it's a very good game if you have the patience enough to sit down and enjoy it. But I love it, and this is one of my top games. So last but not least, now I know what a lot of people is gonna say. Why the hell are you mentioning this game, but didn't have the nerve enough to mention Sonic Adventure 1, 2, or Dread Grind Radio, or Crazy Taxi? Because those are talked about so damn much. Yeah, I like those games. I enjoy them. You can go in the comments and tell me how much of a shitty person I am for not mentioning Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Tell me how much of a terrible person I am. Okay. But anyway, yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I love this one as well. I love the arcade part of it as well. But listen, hear me out when I say this. This means a lot to me because this was owned by my cousin. This was a part. So I don't know if I told anybody this. Might have said in the comments one day in one of my videos. I can't remember, but my aunt was getting ready to get rid of these games. did like some of these Dreamcast games that are in my collection. I bought some of these, but a lot of them, and a lot of the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo games I have in my collection, I'm actually gonna do a video where I talk about my whole retro game collection. But anyway, these are all belong to my cousins. My auntie was getting ready to give all these to Goodwill, and I said, "No, auntie." She had asked me, and she caught me at the right time because I wasn't doing shit that day, and she said, "Oh, I'll give you some cash if you help me take all this stuff out, or, your cousin's stuff out to Goodwill and pack it up in my car." Because she's an old lady, but I said when I looked at all these crates, she was giving away all these VHS tapes and stuff. I took got a few of those as well, but she had like crates of video games, and I'm like, holy shit! I sorted through everything I wanted, and I took it, and that I brought it home. It's in my collection. She said they didn't want it, and I'm like, dude, you're not selling this? So I said, fuck it, I'm getting it. So she didn't. I told her, auntie, you can just pay me. I'll help you take all this to Goodwill, but you gotta give me this stuff in the game collection. She said, okay, fair enough. I said, you don't have to give me any money. But yeah, I love Marvel vs. Capcom too. Yeah, it's a rare game on to have it on PlayStation 2, Xbox, or obviously Dreamcast. I think Dreamcast is the most expensive one. But um, I love Marvel vs. Capcom too, and bringing it home, it brought even more big experience for me because we had in our movie theater we had over here. We used to have arcade cabinets and stuff over here, but they ended up taking them down. But the last game they had, I used to, before we went into the movies, my mom and I would go into the movies, and on our way out, I would have to play this game to death. And my mom just got pissed. But he's just mad all the time because she did not like arcades. But I loved them. I think the only arcade I ever played with my mother was that Terminator 2. Um, that Terminator 2 game where we would shoot. It was like a light gun shooter, rail shooter, I believe. No, not a rail shooter, but it was a light gun shooter. I want to call it a light gun shooter. That was like the only game we could ever play. That and Area 51. My mom just liked the shooting games. But yeah. Other than that, this is Drex. I'm out. I wanted to just talk about my favorite games and hope you liked the video. Um, Make sure you like, dislike, comment, and tell me how much of a terrible person I am for not putting Sonic 1, Adventure 1, 2, and Crazy Taxi in the video. Other than that, this is Drex, and I am here to say adios.